Hello, today we are going to cover three things. We're going to take a look at polling drafting forms on Lexis Advance. We're going to look at polling forms on Lexis Practice Advisor, and we're going to acquaint ourselves with an incredibly useful treatise for negotiation skills. So first, there's several ways to pull forms on Lexis Advance, but I'm going to show you two quick ones. The first way is to just put in a general search for the type of form that you're looking for. So if I'm looking for an asset purchase agreement, for example, I'm going to type the terms in there, run my search, and then once we're in results, I am going to limit on the left-hand side by content, and I want only forms. So go ahead and click on that. And as we scroll down, we're going to see our filters. Jurisdiction is usually important for forms because they, especially contracts, have to comply with the jurisdiction that you're working under. So I'm going to go ahead and layer on New York. As I scroll down, other useful filters that might apply if you know you need litigation or transactional, the form type, practice areas and topics, any of these might help you out and you can apply them, or you can just start scrolling around your results here. I'm going to open up the second form, which is just a boilerplate LexisNexis form. It's an asset purchase agreement, transactional under New York. A couple of things I want to point out. You'll notice that there are blanks that you can fill in. So you can save this as a document or print it, fill in the blanks yourself. You'll also notice that some of the blanks are prompted, which is incredibly helpful. So it's pretty obvious what goes here, date and parties. Down here, they're cueing you that the type of product would go here. So you scroll down, you'll see they cue you that you should put in seller's counsel here, not your own office. Very useful. I think we all would be in agreement with that. Okay, so that is what a form, your typical form, is going to look like on Lexis, and that's one way to find it. You can always, if you know you're only interested in forms, you can use your filter and just limit, here we are, forms under category, and then just run any search and it will automatically take you to forms. Okay, the second way I want to show you to find stuff on Lexis Advance is to go to Browse. This is, I'm going to click on Sources. You can do category and you can limit to forms like we saw in our filters. Jurisdiction, practice area, etc. I'm going to give you the name of a source that you should search through. It's going to be Warren's Forms on Agreements. You'll see that when I was typing in Warren, it prompted all of this in the word wheel. Go ahead and click on Warren's Forms of Agreement. This is a very, very useful source to be familiar with. We're going to be looking at the second one here, and I just want to show you some information about the publication. If you click on the I, it's going to tell you the frequency of publication. It's also going to give you a little synopsis and kind of a plug for why this source is particularly useful. Underneath that, table of contents, go ahead and click on that. You will see now that we can link into any topic of form that applies to us. These forms, or rather this source, contains forms that cover basically every area of practice that an attorney might encounter. All right, so it's very comprehensive, very robust. What I want to point out to you is this really cool feature down here, the boilerplate section. If you expand that, and I'm just going to select force majeure, because I like to say it, and you'll see if we click into any of these, that these are boilerplate clauses that are contained in agreements, contracts, etc. And let's go to unspecified force majeure. If we click into that, we are now going to have all of these provisions that we can cut and paste into our agreement or contract or whatnot. All right, and these are available to you. So Warren's Forms of Agreement, very, very useful. You can access that by browse sources, or you can also enter Warren's in the search box and click Get Documents, and that will find them for you. Okay, so let's take a look now at Lexis Practice Advisor. I offer There will be research classes offered on Lexis Practice Advisor during the semester, and it is a relatively new feature for law students. You have unlimited access to it, so I highly suggest you take a look at it. It is our transactional tool, and as you saw, it lives under the caret up here. So once we're in Lexis Practice Advisor, our default module, so to speak, is banking and finance. And this might look pretty overwhelming. However, the best way to navigate is by clicking on practice area. Pick the section that applies to you. I'm going to use real estate. And it's going to take you to this snapshot page. And you'll see there's updates in real estate, news updates, recently browsed documents, editor's picks, which include the most frequent or newest forms or news items, etc. And then we have topics on the left-hand side. So let's scroll down. I'm going to take a look at residential transactions, and I want to access contracts of sale. So if I click on that, it's going to take me to a snapshot view. The snapshot view is an overview of all of these contents that fall below it. Okay, so you're going to have forms, you're going to have case law, you're going to have statutes, etc. A note on this tool, Lexis Practice Advisor, it is updated and maintained by practicing attorneys in this specific field. So our real estate section is updated by attorneys who are actually still practicing and call all of the most recent case law, any statutes, anytime the law changes, they're sending that information to our editors, and the editors are updating and uploading this information to this site. So you can rest assured that is the most current case law. So if we were to click into case law and you see, okay, there's a 1988 case here, that is the most current case law. It means that this is still the spoken law for this type of form, which apparently is a boat lease. So even though it looks like it's an old case, it is still the case that is relied upon in this field. All right, so let's go ahead and click into forms. And if we scroll down to, I'm just going to look at contract of sale for a condo in New York, it's going to look really similar to what we saw on Lexis Advance with our boilerplate. You'll see that you have the blanks that you can fill in. Again, save it as a document and upload your information. The other feature I wanted to show you, if we back out and scroll to the top here, practice notes. These are short little synopsises of the different types of forms that have been written by those practicing attorneys. They are very, very brief, and they give you kind of an overview explanation in plain English of what this form is about. So it might be nice for you to read those and get a little more in-depth understanding of what the purpose of a contract of sale is. Okay? All right, so that's Lexis Practice Advisor. Again, acquaint yourself with this, but there will be research sessions available during the semester that will go into this a little more in depth. Okay, finally, I want to go back to Lexis Advance and just point out to you a very important source that deals with negotiations. Okay, so if you type in negotiation into the word wheel, and we're going to scroll down here to sources, you'll see that there is a CLE course of study that's available on effective legal negotiations. Go ahead and click Get Documents. For those of you who don't know, CLE is something that you will become painfully familiar with when you are a practicing attorney. You have to have so many credits a year in order to maintain your bar license, your bar admission. So this was a CLE that was offered. If we click on the study materials, just a little point of note, it was used to train over 30,000 attorneys in the skills of negotiation. So I think it will resonate with law students. And if you scroll down, it's just the one document. It talks about the different aspects of negotiation, gives some tips, might be useful to take a look at. All right. If you, and this goes for everything, find a document that you find useful that you would like to hang on to, I recommend adding it to a folder. Click the folder icon from pretty much any page that you're on, select choose a folder, and then select create new folder, and you can name it or you can save it to one that you already have in existence. And that will be saved for as long as your ID is active. Alternatively, if you find a document that's useful and you forget to save it and you want to find it again, the best way to find it is to go to your history. If you click on history, it will show you your last 5 searches, but if you view all history, you can then have this trail of breadcrumbs that you can follow to find that document. So you can find it by date or type. So if it was a search that you put together, that was really useful. Or if you knew it was a document that you actually went in and opened, you can find it that way. And history is going to be saved for 90 days. Okay, for NYU students, if you would like to earn 400 points, send me a snapshot of your legal history, a screenshot of your legal history, and send it to my email, which is on the homepage. Here's my email here. Okay, and of course, as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thanks a lot.